Sowing and Reaping by Ifeanyi Atwey. In September 2008, I was at the Sheraton Hotel, downtown Atlanta, in the USA, for the conference of the Nigerian Association of Pharmacists and Pharmaceutical Scientists in the Americas, NAPSA. At the end of one of the sessions, I retreated to my room to have a short rest. Then I got a call from the reception. I had a visitor. Hurriedly, I entered the lift and landed at the reception. Approaching me with a broad smile was a strange face. He perceived my embarrassment and quickly introduced himself as Professor Augustine Ezenwebu, but the name did not ring a bell. He said he saw my name as a speaker at the conference and so decided to meet me. I relaxed a bit and we then moved to the lobby for a chat. In 1964, Augustine stayed with me for some days in Lagos to process his visa to the US. According to him, his cousin, who was my schoolmate at the Dennis Memorial Grammar School, Onitsha, in the 50s, gave him a note for me to accommodate him. He said that on arrival, he gave me his cousin's letter of introduction. After glancing through the letter, I received him without hesitation. I treated him well, provided his needs, and even drove him to the airport in my Peugeot 403 the night he was traveling. I then recalled vaguely the occasion he was referring to. Of course, his case was not an isolated one. Many relations and friends had at one time or the other stayed with me. Some of them traveled out from my house. Augustine surprised me. He handed over to me an elegant packet of wristwatch and added that at my convenient time, we will go together to a shopping mall to select a suit of my size. Back in my room, I was thinking of Augustine and his efforts to reach me and appreciate the assistance I rendered to him 44 years ago. He didn't forget, as I did, and was hoping that one day he would have the opportunity to demonstrate his gratitude. Hosting him in 1964 has turned out to be an investment that has yielded great returns. Sowing and reaping is a physical and spiritual law. Galatians 6:7-9 says, "Be not deceived. God is not mocked, for whatever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. And let us not be weary in well doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not." Whenever we sow something good in other people's lives, God is always pleased and He is the one to arrange for a harvest. God's reward for good things done may be immediate or delayed. His timing is different from our own. Sometimes we support God's work with money and expect financial returns, but the reward may not always be financial. God blesses us in several ways. It could be peace of mind, good health, long life, protection from dangers, and prevention of losses, and so on. God is so faithful that He does not, like man, forget the reward due to anyone. If, after 44 years, Augustine remembered to appreciate me for helping him when he was in need, how can God forget anyone who has pleased him. In order to ensure continuous harvest, we must sow without ceasing. Of course, we know that some seeds will fall on the footpaths, some on stony ground, but some must fall on the good soil. The ones that fall on the good soil must compensate for the lost seeds. I have realized that satisfying other people's needs is an important criterion for separating the sheep and the goats on the last day. Matthew 25:31-46 is a passage that we need to meditate on daily. The main lesson there is that we shall be judged by our relationship with our fellow men and women. God is pleased with us when we provide for the needs of other people. Check this out with me from Proverbs 11:24-25, which says, "One man freely gives, yet gains even more. Another withholds unduly, but comes to poverty. A generous man will prosper. He who refreshes others will himself be refreshed." When we provide for others, God also provides for our own needs. We must prove our love to others by our readiness to assist them. We must deny ourselves of some comfort to help others.